Welcome back to Beaver Creek. My name is Nico, and today we're going to take a look at the carburetor on the Cub Cadet 2X26. So come along and see if we can fix it. Alright guys, the problem we're having is a no start issue. So the way I know it's a carburetor is if we go to prime it and you listen, it's not getting any fuel, it's just putting air in. You can put it on choke, put it on run, start it as much as you want, it's not going to go. So let's get this cover off, we'll get the carburetor taken out, and we will take a look. Get this cover off, we're going to have 4 bolts, this one, this guy, and one tucked in there. So let's get those taken out. We also have to get this choke run knob off of here. When you take it off, just remember which direction it was facing. So I'm going to take it off facing the choke, and when we're done we have to put it back in the same way. Okay, if you put your idle selector here in the middle, there's a little cutout that will let you pop that up, lift up on it. Line it up. A couple things. Let's take you around this side. Take a look. Right down here we have a hose that we have to There we go. Just like that. And we have another clip in here for our wires. So right there, and we just pull that out just like that. So this is our fuel line here. There is no shut off on this, so I'm just going to use the vice grips and clamp it down, and hopefully that will stop our fuel. Okay, now we can pry this fuel line off just like that. Alright, here are 2 Phillips at the top that have to come off, so this plastic cover can come out of there. Two nuts right here that also have to come out. We also have a tube here that has to come off. There we go. Okay, in the back we have to remove this spring and our throttle cable right there. Now our carb can come right out. There's a gasket back here. We'll just keep that on there because I know the gasket's good. There's our carburetor. So let's go to the bench and get it cleaned up. Okay, here at the bench, to take this nut off right here. That will take our bowl out. Gonna have a rubber gasket right here, and our bowl has some gummies in there. It's fairly clean, but you can kind of see like that stuff and a little bit of gelling. See that right there? So that's that ethanol in the gas that we have nowadays. So we'll get that cleaned out. In the bottom here we have our float, so we need to remove this pin. It should come out either direction. Pull that out, and there's our float and our needle. And our needle looks really good there. This is a new machine. I mean, it's 2018. Never had it apart before. So our main jet is going to be down in there. You can see the brass that's slotted, so you need a flathead screwdriver. All right, so we'll get that main jet pulled out of there. Now this is a brass screw, so be really careful when you're pulling it. You don't want to get that stripped out. And that will pop out. And the emulsion tube came right out too, which is perfect. So this is your jet. That's the bottom of it. That's the top. And your emulsion tube, top and the bottom, has all these little holes in it. So we need to get all that cleared out. See that goop? Came out of there. There it is. And we have a second jet. It's going to be right here underneath our idle screw. So we have to remember where this idle screw is at. We'll pull it out and pull the jet out. With that, and this, just gently pry straight up, just like that. Looks good down in there. Cannot see light on the other side, so let's try and clean that out. There we go, we got all the way through. That was really clogged up. Lots of stuff in there. So you can see, let's see, there we can see it coming through. Just like that. So now that's cleaned up. We can put that back. It's got two ways to go in here. You can't do it wrong. There's two flat spots here. Flat on that side, flat on that side. So it can go in either way. There it is. Pressed in. Our idle screw goes back in. Perfect. Now for the bottom side, back in there. And of course our jet. Just until it stops. Put our gasket back on. Our float. Go back into that hole with our needle, and the pin will slide in just like that. Perfect. Now we have to remember to put this back in on the right side. So this is our intake tube here, and that faces to the outside of the motor, outside of the machine. So that wants to be on the outside of the machine. And our screw back on, and we can tighten that up. Now that's all cleaned up. We can put it back on the machine and see if we can start it up. Here we are back on the machine. Slide our carburetor back on. want to remember to hook our throttle line back on and our spring. I already put that gasket I left on there, so our gasket is in the back. Now we want to put the gasket for our air intake back on. And the air intake has these little spacers that go inside just like that, so don't lose those if you pull yours off. As we do that, put that air intake tube back on right there, and that's set. We can grab our nuts. Reconnect our this is our primer tube right here on the side that will pull fuel into your carb. Okay. We can put our cap back on. While we're here, we can connect our fuel line to the side, run our clamp back down. Just like so. No longer need our vice grip. And we double check we have everything connected back up. When we put our plastic cover back on, don't forget that our wires went on the side here. And our cover goes back on. Go. And remember when we started, we took the cap off with the choke. So that's the way it goes back. We should be good. Let's see if we get some fuel pumping. Sounds like we got some suction now. So we'll go to run. And we'll see if we can get it to fire off. There we go. All fixed. Thanks for watching, guys.